So we all know a little bit about multiplication, right? 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 5 times 4 is 20. You might have these facts up in your head, and you can do it when there's one number multiplied by another number, right? That's 4 times 5, or 3 times 3. But what happens when we have repeated multiplications? That means not just 2 times, right? It might be 4 times 3 times 7 times 8 times 6 times 9 times 10 times 11. How do you do that kind of problem? We're going to look at this in the context of multiplying the same number over and over and over again, called repeated multiplication. So we don't want to do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 lots of times. How are we going to get this done? Well, let's look at a couple of examples. Let's start out simple with 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 4 times. Now this problem is on the level where maybe you could do it in your head at this point, right? Maybe you could say, well, 2 times 2, that's 4, times another 2, that's 8, times another 2, I gotta be 16. Maybe you can do it in your head, maybe not. Let's really look at how we would break this down so we can get ready for a harder problem. The best strategy to use is to group. So look at this. I've got a friendly 2 times 2 right here. Let me draw a circle around that, right? Now all this is just 2 times 2. Well, I know how to solve that. What's that? That's 4. So let's just break it down for ourselves on a new line. That's going to be 4. 2 times 2, 4. Great. So what else can we group together? What else can we group together? Well, we've got 2 times 2 over here. That's another friendly 2 times 2. So I'm just going to group that. And now I've got, well, 2 times 2, that's 4. So let's bring it down. And now we've got this extra multiplication symbol hanging out in the middle. We've got to bring that down too. And we end up breaking it down to 4 times 4. Now, we can do 4 times 4, we can do 2 times 2, and if we can combine these two skills together, we can get 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? So we broke 2 times 2, and we just said that's equal to 4. Another 2 times 2, we said that's equal to 4. And we took our multiplication and we just dropped it down, because we still got to multiply these two guys together. So let's say 4 times 4, well that's 16. So all I'm saying is 4 times 4, that's going to be equal to 16. And guess what? The answer to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that's also got to be equal to 16. So 16 is our final answer. Let's try a harder problem and we can see the power of this grouping, right? We might have to do a little bit of scratch work, but the basic idea of grouping what you can do and then dropping it down is going to really help us out. Let's try it with 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Let's get 3 more. Times 3 times 3 times 3. Whoa! Definitely cannot do that in your head unless you are a super genius! So we gotta use our grouping method to break it down for ourselves and make it easy for ourselves. What's the friendly group that we want to make? Well, some of you might know that 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. I'm going to assume that maybe you don't. So maybe you only know that 3 times 3 is 9. That's fine. Let's do it like that. So, oh, look, here's a group, 3 times 3. So I can circle that. And I'm going to drop it down. I'm just going to say what it's equal to. 3 times 3, well, that's 9. Oh, and here's another group. Right here, here's 3 times 3. So I'm going to say that's equal to 9 too. Excellent. And wait, I got another 3 times 3 here. So that's just equal to 9 also. That's going to be 9. And, well, I've got this 3 on the end here, and it's not really times anything, so I'm just going to say, well, let's just drop that down, right? Not times anything, that's just going to become a 3, because we grouped off all the other 3's. That one was left over, that's fine. It can just go down to the next level. It can go down to the next time we're going to do our multiplication. Don't forget, right, we've got these multiplication symbols hanging out. We got to drop them down too, right? They haven't gone anywhere, so we got to include them. So now we got 9 times 9. Drop another multiplication symbol down. We got 9 times 9 times 9. And we got this last multiplication symbol right here that we got to account for. So we get 9 times 9 times 9 times 3. All right, well, probably still can't do it in your head. So let's just group it again. We're going to group it. We're going to group it. We're going to group it again. 9 times 9, you should know that 9 times 9 is actually 81. 81. So let's, using our math fact skills, 9 times 9 is 81, so we can just drop it down. We're going to call it 81. And what's our only other possible group? Well, it's over here. It's 9 times 3. 9 times 3. Well, 9 times 3 is 27. It's 27. And again, these are just basic math facts, right? Basic one-digit multiplication. And oh, we got a multiplication symbol in the center, so we got to drop that down as well. We got to drop that down as well. So now we're faced with a bit of a harder problem. 81 times 27. Okay, well, let's just do it vertical style. Let's do it like long form. Let's do the long form of this multiplication. So I'm going to just go ahead and put the 81 on top. I could put this on my scratch paper, but I'll just put it right here. 81 on top, and a 27 right here. And suddenly, we've just changed this whole big multiplication problem that looked like impossible to solve down into this simple two-digit multiplication problem right here, right? We're just taking 81 times 27. Well, that's 81 times 27. So let's see. We got 81 times 27. So 7 times 1, right? We're going up first. 7 times 1, that's going to be 7. 7 times 8, that's going to be 56. Now we need our placeholder 0, right? We're going down, we're multiplying from the 2, so we got to put our first answer right below the 2. We need our placeholder 0. Now we're doing 2 times 1, well that's going to be 2. We're doing 2 times 8, well that's going to be 16. And we're going to add. 7 plus 0 is 7. 6 plus 2 is 8. 5 plus 6 is 11, so 1 and 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. And we get, you can check this with a calculator if you want to multiply all these 3's together, we're getting our final answer as 2,187. So that means that 81 times 27 is equal to 2,187. And it also means, because our grouping method preserves this initial thing, right, we're just breaking it down a little bit more, that 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is also equal to 2,187. Using this grouping strategy for repeated multiplication can really help you out of some tight spots.